The last time we were engaged, we were looking at having a OSCE Codel on anti-Semitism, and of course we had to disperse that because of the terminate that because of the coronavirus. I just was curious, the Secretary, Ambassador, how is the anti-Semitism flare-ups in Europe now continued? Are they rising, or has there been any kind of
Thanks, Congressman. It's something I think you and I discussed perhaps in Munich on the margins of the security conference there. It's something that we look at very closely. As you know, the department has a special envoy for combating anti-Semitism, Elan Carr. And in fact, I've been engaging with him quite a bit the last few days. It falls into the broader framework, of course, of promoting and protecting religious freedom, which is a key foreign policy priority. There are, unfortunately, significant religious freedom concerns within the OSCE region, anti-Semitism being one of them, but also, I hate to point again to Russia, they continue their persecution, torture, and imprisonment of Jehovah's Witnesses, Muslim minority groups, the Falun Gong, other religious minorities. The department, of course, has a regular annual report on anti-Semitism, as well as the annual International Religious Freedom Report. And I think cooperation with our allies is essential at OSCE as well, falls squarely in that human dimension. And it's just something we need to remain vigilant about and fully engaged. I think it's an area where we can actually be very proud of what we've stood up for there. Never eliminated, but we make progress where and as we can, and appreciate your support for it.
Mr. Ambassador, I visited Hungary, and there we were told by many of the groups that there was a lot of actions that were dog whistles concerning Soros and others. The Hungarians deny it. Is Hungary the worst? And if not, and if so, who's challenging them for that dastardly position, being the most anti-Semitic tolerant nation in OSCE countries?
Certainly, I've spoken with our ambassador who recently departed, Ambassador Kornstein from Hungary, and he's spoken on that subject. I just say that, we engage broadly with governments, including those of our allies and partners like Hungary throughout the world. We raise these issues when they raise themselves. And we've been very clear in expressing concerns, whether it's to the government of Hungary or other countries, the need to, where warranted, look at these things. And it goes not just for manifestations of anti-Semitism when they arise, and that includes coded speech, but it goes to pointing out other challenges in terms of OSCE commitments. And we do that in a spirit of principled engagement with friends and allies. And really, that's certainly what the OSCE stands for, and being able to raise those issues. And our embassy in Budapest, as our embassies all throughout the OSCE region, as well as our OSCE mission itself, remains very committed and focused on monitoring those things. And you'll see it in the reports that we put out, working closely with the special envoy for combating anti-Semitism. And here in the European Bureau, I just point out too, we have the special envoy for Holocaust initiatives, which also addresses some of those issues as we focus on Holocaust education, remuneration, and dealing with some of these long-term issues that arise in different parts of Europe, engaging on behalf of Americans and on behalf of our principles.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador.
Congressman Cohen, let me just point out, on behalf of the Parliamentary Assembly as the Special Representative on Anti-Semitism, Racism, and Intolerance, there's a rise of hate, nationalism, and anti-Semitism throughout the OSCE region. Clearly, Hungary has been a major concern as to what they've done in regards to the use of anti-Semitism in their campaigns. But they're not unique. There is a rise throughout Europe. So it's a matter of major concern, and we are implementing policies to try to use best practices to counter that. But thank you for raising that. Appreciate it very much.